maybe. Cause me and my uncle be talking about some deep stuff, bro. We be talking about some real in-depth, deep stuff, bro. So,
Like for everybody else to come in.
yeah.
All right, go ahead, bro.
So yeah, we be talking about it already, and he just like he said, man, look up Negro Land. I looked it up one day, and it was a map. I was like, what the hell? Then it kind of answered some questions though. It answered some questions because you know, everybody got their own culture. Like Japanese people from Japan, Chinese people from China. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got a destination, but we never had one. Well, we was told we didn't have one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when we was talking about last week when we was talking and how I was talking about how some of us was already here. You know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, and I talked about how we've been over here. We really been over here already, some of us, but the ones that wasn't over here that they supposedly brought over here, they brought us from Negro land. Judah, you know what I'm saying?
And another place too. Spain and Portugal.
Yeah. You know they had us all tossed around everywhere, man.
Yeah, that was the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
That's why if you look at the Spanish Inquisition, watch this more crazy. So if you look at let me see.
Y'all remember in school when they taught us about Pangea? I think that's what it was called. When everything was connected.
Yeah. Yeah. And then everything broke apart. Because they say like really like how Africa and all that. Because if you look, they got books talking about America's like, it's kind of like the old Africa, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You heard that? Like that shit broke off, bro.
Check out the Spanish. This is gonna blow your mind, right? Check out the Spanish Inquisition. This is a Holy Week in Spain. Look what they wearing.
Can we slide?
Look what they wearing.
That's
in Spain. So
what
who did that?
What we need?
Can we slide it up some?
Oh yeah,
Possibly. We don't want to fall, though.
So who did that look like?
Yeah, playing.
So you know the same people that was persecuting in Spanish Inquisition, or let me say it this way. So the same people that was being persecuted here by people in white hoods.
Whoa.
You
That's
know
what
what
I was
I'm saying?
afraid was going to happen.
Brian, see, man. Yeah, we gotta.
Somebody just popped in. Brian Jennings is watching. Okay.
Yeah, Brian Jennings. What up, King?
We gotta have you pull up.
So check it out. Look, the same people that was being persecuted by the Ku Klux Klan is the same people that was being persecuted by these people. That's in Spain.
That's crazy.
And Negro is a what? It's a Spanish word for black.
Black, yeah, it's like
That's who's taking over it now too. That's who Dutch it, the Portuguese, the Spaniards.
Yeah. We was kings over there.
Yeah.
We was the royal people over there.
And that whole sector over there, bro.
And then the papal bull was like, you either gonna be Catholic and be baptized, or we're gonna kill you or banish you. And that's exactly what happened.
That's like sounding like some damn like some crusades type shit.
That's what it was.
Slaying people just.
That's what it was.
You know, get down, lay down. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Cause you know that's why when they be saying, you think about it, bro. Like before, if a person didn't recognize and know like what we understand and now, like when they say go back to Africa, you think they dark like us. So yeah, we African. Like we not African, bro. We just melanated like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at one point everybody was.
Yeah. Yeah, we not. Well, what they is Hamites? Hamites?
Yes, sir. Hamites.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We gotta make sure we speak up
Yeah.
You ain't got the mics?
I didn't plug them in.
Oh, you can hand the mic around.
Yeah.
Oh, you really needed one.
Yeah.
And then just hand it around.
Yeah.
It'll pick up, but it's gonna pick up in there too.
Yeah, it'll be loud.
So it's gonna be extra loud.
That's why you're trying to make it like, yeah.
33,
huh? He said his type of conversation.
Let's see. Man, I want to make sure we get everybody in the camera. Hold on 1 second.
Oh.
Said we get you in.
Danger!
Yeah, that's what I was
All right,
thinking.
my bad, y'all. We trying to get everybody.
We have some technical difficulties over here.
Yeah, I feel like the camera's all on me. I want everybody in there.
There you go.
All right, sir.
Like,
Let's put the mic on.
I'll put it on there and I'm gonna turn this a little bit where Mike can get in there.
Oh no, just take the mic and like one person speak at a time.
Yeah, that'll be good.
What will?
The mic.
Microphone.
That's sensitive. It'll pick up even in there.
I know, that's why you should hold it. Like if you talking, you hold it. If you talking, you hold it. Pass the mic. Yeah. What we talking about? What y'all want to tap into?
So yeah, man, I was kind of tapping in on Negro Land a little bit. I was trying to tapping in on Negro Land a little bit, like, cause it was weird because it's like when they came over there and they pulled us people from over there, it wasn't like, and then it give you that understanding why the Africans helped sell us out. You know what I'm saying? Because when they came over there, they was coming for a certain people, bro. It wasn't like just we going for the Africans. No, they was looking for a certain people when they came over there. Yeah, that's what they was looking for, Judah. Yeah, so that's what they was coming for. So that's why I kind of got an understanding, like, man, that's why they went directly to Negro Land. That's why they went over there. What's going on with you? How you doing, man?
What's your name?
Corey, man. I met you last time.
Yeah,
You made it. Yeah. I sold you the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, man. But that's what when it all came down to it, that's what I was thinking about, D. Let me see. Bring them on video. Okay, they on video right here. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's just something I think that we need to tap into more with, like showing the younger generation to understand that, because we never had a destination, bro. We always just think, oh, we just here and we, where we really from. And don't get me wrong, some of us, we native too. We native people, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we indigenous people. Sure. We're here. Some of us was here, but for the ones who wasn't here, right? They brought us from Negro land, not Africa. They brought us from Negro land. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because Africa is, like, when we think of Africa, we think of one place. Yeah. Right? But Africa is not even what the place was called. No. The whole place was called Ethiopia. Yeah. The whole continent was called Ethiopia. Was it Kemet? Kemet was a culture. Yeah, that was in Egypt.
North and South Ethiopia. Something
like that, right? So, America, on the other hand, is an island. Right. So everybody, when we was here, our people was here before Columbus came here, but everybody that's ever came to America indigenously, right, came here from another place, because America is an island. Right. It was called Turtle Island. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It was right. It was it's the Western world. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, our people have because Negro land is on West Africa. Right. Our people specifically, from my studies, is more from East Africa. Mm-hmm. that's when you start getting into like where Egypt is, where Mesopotamia or modern day Iraq and Iran, things of that nature. But when we was there, you know, it wasn't a whole bunch of desert.
But didn't they run us? Didn't they run some of our people more towards the
Correct,
area, towards
correct. Because
Negro land and all
Rome,
that?
because
They
Rome,
had a war. It was a war.
Rome came in.
Yeah.
Rome came in and sacked Jerusalem. That's
Yeah,
70
that's what it
A.D.
Yeah,
In 70,
66 through 70 A.D.
correct. They came in and they sacked Jerusalem, and then which was the capital, so to speak, of our empire.
Right.
You know, King Solomon, et cetera, right? King David, et cetera, right?
That's what. But that's what the Old Testament is about. From when we left Egypt, when God took us from Pharaoh in Egypt, split the Red Sea.
Right.
But then the Old Testament talks about the splitting of the Red Sea to our journey through Negro land, through where the kingdom of Judah was, and just the stories that happened along the way, and why certain people were banished, why certain people hold certain rights to this language or that language, or why these people were wiped off the map, or whatever the case was. So
Right.
Now, when you talking about the parting of the Red Sea, let me ask: do y'all think that was literally, or y'all think that was like some subliminal? When you say, all right, it could be both.
It's both.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what Hebrew means. It means to cross over.
Right.
You cross over from darkness into light, or you cross over from death into life, or you cross over from being a slave into being a king. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mental thing first. It was never called the Red Sea. It was called the Reed Sea.
Oh. Okay.
That's right. It's the Reed Sea, like plant reeds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because when they say part the Red Sea, I always looked at it like as a subliminal, like the brain. Like your brain is red, that's blood, is blood. Then this part in the Red Sea is like basically like it's opening your mind up. You know what I'm saying? I kind of looked at it like that too. Like when you part in the Red Sea, is you opening your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're really waking up to see what's real. You know what I'm saying?
That's Hebrew.
Yeah.
That's what Hebrew means. It means to cross over.
Yeah.
You're crossing over from confusion into enlightenment.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what the culture is.
Yeah.
It's
okay. All right. Because that's what I was wondering, bro. I was like, that's subliminal? Is it like...
And I'm not even necessarily sure if it's more about where we're from versus who we are.
Right.
And and that's the way of telling us who we are. I don't know the scripture off the top of my head, but it says God has a chosen people. And he tells how this became his chosen people, where they're from.
Right.
That's why I talk about the kingdom of Egypt. The kingdom of Judah, because it ties us to biblically from the book all the way to a physical place that we know. So now it can make a little more sense. But then if you think about just whether you believe in the Bible or not, we're just going to hypothetically talk about if the Bible is telling us we're God's chosen people, we were made in his image, but this world, he says, don't be of this world because this world is against him. So this world is going to be against you. Right. So if you're a chosen person, you think you get hate on Facebook, you think when you turn on Sports Center or when you bring up LeBron James' name, when you think about the hate that comes with being great on both sides, like you are a great people. And then when I talk about purpose, if we all tapped this is my personal opinion. Right. If we all tapped into a purpose, a God-given ability, whatever the case may be, we would naturally break the system.
Sure.
I believe just that. Because
that's that energy.
Let's look at personalities. Like, so even just a part of this conversation, how this happened. Me and Mike have a special relationship. I have a different type of respect for Mike just because how we met and where we met.
Right.
You know, so when Mike say pull up, I'ma pull up.
Right.
You know, not anybody's gonna just get me to pull up.
Right.
But Mike can get me to pull up.
Yeah.
You know, I might tell you I'm gonna pull up, and then 30 minutes later, yeah, my bad. I miscalculate the schedule, whatever. You know. But then your conversation, right? So boom, we have all our different personalities made one conversation, if that makes sense.
Right.
100%.
I didn't want to talk on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Mike got me here.
Mm-hmm.
Your conversation got me back and willing to, okay, I will share the stage with this platform.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I get where you're going with it.
So it's all our
energy, bro.
Yeah, it's all our personalities to bring an energy even to the people that tap in. There's gonna be people that come in, that leave, that don't leave, but it's a certain energy we're trying to manifest.
That's right.
It's a certain movement we're trying to manifest. So
Yeah.
For sure. I want to say this. We really trying to shift the atmosphere.
paradigm shift.
Yeah.
That's what we doing, and we're not trying to do it like we doing it. We shifting the atmosphere, and we're just moving in alignment with how we're being led.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's most important. And I like something that you said. It's not necessarily about where, but who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's, so when you start really digging in, like everybody think we from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Some people say indigenous here. Some people say indigenous in,
we have touched every corner of the earth.
100%.
So
Because the earth belonged to us.
so when you say who,
Right.
But
we everything.
Yeah.
But remember, we said it earlier, we're nation builders.
Nation builders.
So everywhere there's a nation,
We built it.
Yeah.
Straight up. We built it.
Right.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing here. But we gotta be, but that's why Shaul or Paul, he was like, he's a master builder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the greatest nation that you can build is each other, is the people. And that's one thing that that's one thing that they take from us as far as our culture. They gave us a culture of individualism.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because Van was right. Like, we all have special gifts and abilities.
Right.
But when you come together like Voltron, that's when you're dangerous. You're not dangerous by yourself. You're not.
You say Voltron, but remember Captain Planet?
Captain Planet.
Remember when our powers combine?
When our powers combine type stuff. That's what they really afraid of, is us coming together. That's why they have the FBI.
Yeah.
COINTELPRO.
They got that system to keep us separated. And then they create individuals. And then they market those individuals to us. I'm not going to say no names, right? But then those people, whether it's in arts, entertainment, media, etc., they promote individualism. Me, mine, etc. But as far as building, buying, and brotherly love, they don't promote that. You see what I'm saying? And that's because who write they check. But us, we have to shift the culture. Last thing I'm going to say just real quick on this. I heard Slim Thug on Twitter say, he tired of the ish people controlling our culture.
Yeah. And he right though. He right though to an extent.
I would say this.
To an extent though.
That's not our culture. That's their culture.
Right.
They gave us that culture. You see what I'm saying? They profit off of that culture. Leora Cohen is on Breakfast Club right now talking about how he don't sign nobody and cut checks for nobody that's talking about the uplifting of our people.
Right.
He's only going to cut checks for people that's talking about the degradation of our women, our men, etc.
If it ain't bringing us down, he don't want no part.
he doesn't want any part of it because it's here.
The part that I agree with though with Slim Thug is that when he's saying like, yeah, they might, even if that, let's just say they did give us that culture, okay, but the fact that we elevated and took it to another level, we should be getting more money for it. We should be getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That the fact that anything, even with sports, anything, anytime we put our foot in it, we take it to the next level. We should be getting paid for it.
But you're not eating chitlins no more.
Yeah, I think.
You see what I'm saying? You're not eating just hog necks and all that stuff, pig feet and chicken feet. You know what I'm saying?
They were just giving that away.
I think one of the things we have to keep in mind. Is, again, bro, we're God body.
Right.
You know, we are God body. There is nothing in this system that's for us. You know, now, can we play within this system and win? Yes, but there's nothing for us. So
it wasn't structured like that.
Yeah, I got laughed off a podcast last night because I'm saying, like, we cannot expect school to change.
Right.
School is only broken to us because, man, I feel like I'm yelling in this mic, but I'm trying to make sure your cat can hear it. But school is only broken to us.
Right.
Versus what it was designed to do is mislead us, is doing that great. Mm-hmm. So we can't keep going to the schools and expecting them to change versus saying, how do we come together and build our own
That's
school?
what I was just going to say, man. Black people need to come together. You got too many black folks that got money and build schools. Build schools and teach your kids like the truth and teach them what's real, man, because the history that we've been getting is his story. It's not our history, bro. And our kids are not going to learn that unless we teaching them that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we need to go. That's the direction we need to be trying to go, man. We need to figure out a way to I guess what I would say, rearrange the thought process that was put into our kids since kindergarten, bro.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the purpose of knowing Negro land.
Yeah.
Knowing how we tie back. Yeah. Like, we literally tie back to God. And we're living in a place that's against him. Where I always say God has no grandchildren, but we're all God's children. Right. So they're naturally going to be against us.
Right.
You know, nothing about God was individualized. It was about us coming together. Mm-hmm. But in Negro land is to show you and to tie you to your God power.
That's what it is.
Your God ability. Mm-hmm. So now if you know where we're from, I'm only showing you where we're from so I can show you whose we are.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
saying.
So now if you know you a king, and I'm not talking about how we call everybody a king, because everybody can't wear that title. King.
Everybody can't wear that title.
So that's now real. If we see each other as kings, it's gonna be less pulling triggers out on each other. Not that we're all gonna get along. It's still gonna be battles, but it's not gonna. I say it's a difference in. This is what I learned in jail.
Okay.
There's a difference between being disciplined out of love and being disciplined by somebody that don't give a F about you.
Right.
You know, when you're in jail behind those bars, you think you got rights. You have zero rights. So it's nothing you could complain about. But
organized slavery, bro.
So we want to get in jail and complain. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we know this is designed against us.
It's against us, bro.
So we have to take control of our own versus trying to.
Because it's not their responsibility to show us who we are. Yeah. It's not their responsibility to take us back to Negro land. It's not their responsibility to take us back to our real heritage and roots. We got to do it as a people. We got to teach each other that. We got to show each other that. If he learns something, he going to lace me up. Right. You learn something, you lace me up. Vice versa, we do it like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To know yourself is to grow yourself.
Right.
And think about it. Like, the reason why a lot of the stuff that's going on in the streets right now, the genocide and all that, we don't know who we are. If we knew how royal we were as a people, we would come together. We the only, if you think about it, bro, we the only collective of people who are divided amongst each other that don't do nothing together. Like it's now when I see this beautiful. When I see this type, it's beautiful. When I see what y'all doing with the real estate, all that. When we see this type of stuff, it's a great thing because most of the time we can't even trust our own brother. Like we can't come together and sit at a table and come to agreement and try to do business together. But you got people coming from overseas over here. They ain't paying no taxes. They buying up our properties. They buying up the stores. They filling in the gaps in places that we should have been filled in a long time ago. But the reason why they winning is because they understand the structure, bro. So, togetherness is the structure, bro. They know that.
But again, we cannot like how can I understand we have to play within the system.
Right. Let me tap in what you was just talking about because that's Deuteronomy 28. This is how I knew we was the people of the Bible, right? Yeah. Because it said that the curses is so the Most High took away our heritage. He took away our inheritance. He took away our culture from us. You know what I'm saying? That was a punishment. That was a punishment, right? Watch this. You just talked about genocide, right? Yeah. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. We're talking about one of the curses, right? The sensitive and very refined man among you will be hostile towards his brother, towards the wife of his bosom, towards the rest of his children whom he leaves behind. You see what I'm saying? Right. So in other words, you're talking about a man that lost his mind because he lost his culture, because he lost his identity. So left on our culture now. Correct. So what does he do? He start killing his brother. Crown consciousness. That's right. He started killing his brother. He started becoming hostile towards the women. Right. And then he started leaving his children. Who does that match?
Black folks today.
Who does that match?
Fatherless children, because the fathers got kicked out the homes. Part of it, you know what I'm saying, was like that was all structured. Once you kill the head, the body dead. Once you kill the head, the body dead. Once the father gone, everything going downhill, bro. Correct. Every time.
So again, it's going back to what I'm saying.
Right.
Like it's not necessarily about Negro land, but tying us is to tie us to the Bible. He just read from the Bible that makes it still relevant. So we're still arguing about is it real or not? Is it this or that? But that's the distraction when it's telling us it's plain as day. This is what we're going to do. So now my hopes, and when I talk about be great on purpose, it's like, bruh, this is all systematic. The division we have amongst our women, we have to be aware that this is nothing I could say to you, black woman, because this is all systematic, even for you not to receive my words. Not until you become conscious enough to know that this system is playing you yourself. And how can you
receive the words of a king if you don't even know you're a queen?
But we can't respect her to receive the words of a king if we don't even know we're a king, so we ain't even speaking as a king. So it's not her fault. It's not your fault.
Let's go.
Every time you point a finger, it's three pointing back at you.
Let's go.
So now it's not me as a man. It's not for me to tell you what to do as a woman. It's for you to come into your own and know what's going to lead you as a man. I have to be accountable for my own actions.
Right. Watch this. Because you
gotta see the king in you to even follow you.
Right. You gotta see the king in you.
That's right. You gotta know you the king.
How can
once you realize who you are as that king, and you able to reciprocate that to her, then she might be able to receive it a little bit.
So look, we talk about, let's say, the Bible's the basic instructions before leaving Earth. So if you don't even know how to be a king, look, bro, here's a book to show you how to be a king. Right. Here, lady, here's a book that shows you how. But we're so busy talking about, is this book real?
Nah. Check this out. The Torah, right? The Torah was what the Most High gave to Moses. We're talking about the law. We're talking about the culture. Is basically what the Torah is.
Right.
He gave it to a people coming out of captivity.
Okay.
He gave it. The Torah has always been. He had to give the book to a people coming out of slavery.
Would you say it was a law or principles?
We look at its principles, but it's culture first.
So hear me out. In this English language, right? There's still biblical words, biblical word principles. God laid principles out.
Right.
You know.
So in the Hebrew culture, like Torah, watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. Torah is Yareh, or it comes from the root word is Yareh, which means to aim at like an arrow and fire. So whenever I shoot an arrow, does it go to the left or the right? It's a straight path, right? It's a straight path, right? So what is sin? Remember, sin, everybody says it's missing the mark. So sin, that's why it says sin is transgression of the Torah.
Right.
You off the path. You messed around and got off the path.
You off alignment.
That's right.
If you go to Joseph, I'm sorry, if you go to Joshua 1, I want to say it's 1:8, and he says, study this book. Stay the principles of this book. Don't go to the left
or to the right.
If you stay straight, you stay in alignment.
That's right. You're going to stay in alignment. And guess what? So, for example, there's certain parts of our culture, our law, as a people that the Most High gave us, that if when we disobey it, it's sin to us. It's off the mark. And there's consequences for that, right? But other nationalities that have their own egregor, it ain't sin to them.
Yeah.
They're going to be judged based on how they treated us.
Yeah.
They're not going to be judged off the Torah.
Yeah.
We're judged off of that standard, not them.
Yeah.
They got their own. They got their own culture.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Again, it goes back to knowing who you are. Just like
who
when
you
we're
are.
Talking to your child. Hey, we don't steal. Yeah, he might do that, but that's not what we do in this house.
That's not what we do in this house. And if you disobey that specific law, then I'm gonna visit you with hostility.
Right.
But if you are, maintaining that standard, I'm gonna always visit you with friendliness. That's Deuteronomy 28. Look, Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. Now it shall come to pass if you diligently obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to observe carefully all his commandments which I command you today, that Yahuwah your Elohim will set you high above all the nations, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you. Verse 15 says, and then it talks about a bunch of blessings. You'll be the lender and not the borrower. You'll be the head and not the tail, etc., right? Yeah. But it shall come to pass if you do not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim to observe carefully all his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then these curses gonna come upon you and overtake you.
Versus, like, I ain't saying it's right for a man to jump around and he ain't married, he got 10 women, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I personally respect the man, like the player, because he gonna let you know, look, baby, I got this many women, such and such. If you want to mess with me or not, he at least give her a choice. Then you got the person who do polygamy. That's an agreement as well. But the octopus man, that's the dude that got 10 arms everywhere. I mean, he trying to jump around and do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Culture says this though.
You know what I mean?
In the Hebrew culture, you can have as many wives as you want, as long as you can take care of every single one.
There you go.
You got to, and they all ain't in the same house neither. They all got to have their own house.
Right. But there's still some type of agreement with that.
100%.
There's still some type of agreement versus like pulling someone in. You see, you got to think. Well, let's go back to what we said earlier when we was talking about the women. When we was talking about the men, we not speaking like kings to the women. We not even treating them like queens. So if I pull you in and I got 10 women and you find out later I done broke your heart, I done strung you along 2-3 years, you know what I'm saying, making you think you the only one, then I done I messed you up. You
see,
damaged now because
see,
of something I did. I done damaged you for the next person that might have been good for you instead of just being real about it, like the person who come to the agreement. Like I said, culturally to the agreement.
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. I think like whether you're a pimp player, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you missing the mark. You out of alignment. We just talked about alignment. Like we talk about coming from a line of kings.
Right.
Yeah, we could talk about polygamy, this, and this, but we've only known one king that had a bunch of queens, and that was Solomon, and that was his downfall. Yeah. But we don't know king. It's only one queen, and it's only one queen in the kingdom. You know, so when we talk about like marriage and covenant, these are God principles. These are God words. You cannot put earthly principles on there because you agree on it and expect for it to work. Yeah. God set the principle of marriage between a man and a woman. Right. He didn't set the principle of marriage between a man, a woman, and woman, right. A man and man, boom, boom, boom. Right. So whether you accept it, whether whoever accepts it, you're still out of alignment. Do not turn from this book to the left or to the right. You're still out of alignment no matter how comfortable, no matter how pleasing, no matter how much support.
A little bit.
So
because culturally, you
can put culturally and all that in there. But what ruler has had more than one?
Other than Solomon.
They've all been called concubines. They've all been. It's always been one woman with the covenant. Everything out of those covenants, everything out of the covenant outside of the one woman has been called concubine, has been called hoes, has been called sneaky links. Yeah. It's on. You can only go into a covenant with one woman, even by law. In this crooked ass United States, even by their laws, even by their laws,
I can give you an example right now.
Even by their laws,
I can give you an example right now.
I like where he going with.
I know. Let's talk about the patriarchs. Let's talk about the 12 tribes.
Okay, let's go.
Right, those were from multiple wives.
Right.
From Ephraim all the way down to young Benjamin. They came from multiple wives. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Jacob or Israel, right? He was a man that had 4 wives. Okay. And those 4 wives, not concubines, these were his wives. Yeah, right. He married them. He entered into covenant is not on paper. Covenant is in blood. So if I, as far as from an ancient Near Eastern perspective, so if I enter into a woman and go culturally, if I go to her parents' house, right, and they decide to feed me, right, and I partake of that meal, the bread and the wine, and I say, yes, I'll be back to come and get your wife. I mean, your daughter, right? Boom, I leave, and then I come back like a thief in the night. That's what that whole thing is about, like a thief in the night. Right, I'm coming back to pick her up and take her. Right, so the Most High's got 2 wives. Did you know that? So let me watch this. The Most High's got 2 wives, and they're both sisters. Okay. The northern tribe and the southern tribe. Okay. I can go to Hosea, and it says like how he divorced the northern tribe, but he put away Israel, the southern tribe, Judah. He put them away. You see what I'm saying? But he divorced Ephraim. That's why when they say Gentiles in the Bible, you thinking other nations. They got us thinking other nations, but nah. The culture was anybody that's outside of the covenant with the Most High is a Gentile. So remember the Samaritan woman that came to the well? She was from the northern tribe. Ephraim is Samaria. You said
when you say, because I see where he was going with it too in the westernized countries, you looking at from the perspective. Now, would you say that was another form of the poisonous perspective that they gave us?
So what I got one more thing I'm gonna add to it. I got one more thing. Let me finish my thought.
opinion.
There's an order in the Levitical priesthood. They only were allowed to have one wife.
Okay.
In the Levitical priesthood.
Okay.
Okay, that's a specific order.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But is it for that specific people?
It's for that specific order. That's Levi in his priesthood. Right now, today, certain priesthoods that's connected with the 12 tribes, if their order says that from their head down, says that we're only allowed to have one wife, then that's what it is. Like in my tribe, the tribe that I'm part of right now, it's only one wife. You can only have one wife. You see what I'm saying?
So even in modern times, right? As men with purpose, men that live with intention, how much of your intention would having more than one wife take away from what you're doing, where you're going?
No. That's a good question.
That is a great question.
That's a good question because that distraction can you can fumble on certain levels of success because you're so distracted trying to please more than one person.
Let's take it away from women.
Can I answer that question?
We as a people right now are not tapped into our culture. So none of us should be dating more than one woman. Because half of us can't afford just what it is to take care of multiple families, let alone one family, right? Right. We out here talking about 50-50, right? That's my guy, Jared. Second part, we've been programmed to when we think of multiple wives, the first thing that comes to our mind is perversity.
Yeah.
It's pervert. Like that's what we think of. I think about having multiple wives in the same bed. Yeah. In our culture, that never happened. Right. We never had multiple wives in the same bed. It was about building a kingdom and establishing a bloodline. So I put multiple children in this woman. I put multiple children in this woman. I take care of it. We're all in separate homes, but they all are under me and my headship. Right. And then and whatever my house's function is, you know what I'm saying? So that's what
threesome rituals and all that came from this westernized culture.
That's westernized culture. Yeah. That's right. That's Babylonian westernized culture. Right. We never, even though we had multiple wives, they was never in the same house, let alone the same bed.
Yeah. But that's I think that's something like that's good for y'all to speak on that, man, because it can kind of like open up the eyes of the younger generation, man, because the way they are now, man, they putting all that stuff, they praising that type of stuff, man. Sure. They praising it, but they praising it from a perspective that was poison. Like they don't see like the real truth behind none of it, man. They don't see the power behind none of that shit. Like what it's really doing, because that's really rituals. That type of stuff is rituals, bro.
100%. You speaking now.
Yeah.
Gregor.
Yeah.
It's rituals that help you tap in. So,
like they could be performing some out of pocket, demonic, non-spiritual, non-close to God like situations right now, but you might be somewhere doing some westernized rituals wherever you at. And it's helping you tap into that same energy.
Sex is a ritual,
and you don't even know it. But that ritual is different. It's a ritual.
It's a sacred energy.
It's a sacred
exchange.
Ritual. Yeah, that's
what
sacred
sex stands
ritual.
for. SEX, sacred energy exchange.
Exchange, yeah.
Right. So we've been taught, like, even with the multiple wives thing, like we don't understand take care of her too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And whatever children we have, but we're gonna build something.
But that's what it's all about. Purpose, whatever you're building.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But then, like, going back biblically, all the kings had a purpose too.
Right.
So even whether you call it multiple wives or whatever, everybody had a purpose 100%. In the structure. 100%. Right now, if as the men we're the head, we got to first know our purpose and to move in our purpose to even be able to find
one wife.
But then
one solid
to be
man,
able to find a woman that's understanding, helpmeet, however you want to call it. Boom. Right now, that's dang near unheard of, you know.
Really
so
is.
now
It's
to find
hard.
multiple wives, the question is why? What are y'all building? Where are you going? And like you said, it usually stems from
That's the whole purpose.
perversion.
Is to build.
Right.
The whole purpose is to build. You're right,
Right.
bro.
Right.
That's the whole purpose for the whole thing. Man.
It's got to be the build.
Yeah.
But we got to be
Build.
healed from perversion, though.
Yeah.
And one thing that will do, because you're not, I'm going to tell you right now, Adam said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Right?
Right.
Which means that he said, he said she came out of me, which means I'm responsible for her.
Right.
I'm responsible for her physically. I'm responsible for her mentally / emotionally,
Right.
which is her soul.
Right.
And I'm responsible for her spirit, spiritually, right?
Right.
So if she's not aligned with the help me, that's on me.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta build that in her. You know what I mean? So that she'll understand what the vision is, so that she'll understand order, especially if she came from a broken home, which a lot of our women have. If she came from dysfunction, misogyny, misandry, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of our women came from those type of environments.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this question. Do you believe you could teach someone something? Or do you believe when they're ready to learn, like that's
I believe
situation?
this is what I think. I think this is what I think. I think it's all about them being able to receive it at that right moment, because you could tell somebody something till their face blue, but until they ready to receive it, it's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna align with them. So I think that's more about, you can give them the game much as you want. And that's just like, let's just say, for instance, let's say when we was growing up, our parents would tell us certain things and we'd be like, y'all old, y'all bored, whatever. We ain't trying to hear what y'all saying. And then as you get older, you start realizing like, dang, I remember when my grandma used to say this. Yeah. Now it makes sense. Like it just gotta line up with the time.
Yeah. Now we say, hey, nah, bro, I'm going to just sit down and stay out the way.
Yeah, you feel me? But we wanted to be running the streets at first, but now we understand the
just get out the way, bro.
Yeah, so it's like everything makes sense, but it got to make sense in the timing of their growth. You know what I'm saying? I think it got to be part of their growth.
I think that's another thing we miss out on. Like, one thing about the mind is the mind remembers sound bites.
Right.
Why do these sound bites travel throughout time? Why no matter where we go, like a soundbite, stop, drop, and roll. We'll remember that. But then, like my grandma used to say, she can't use a comb, don't bring her home type shit.
Right.
What's another one? The game is sold, not told. Yeah. No matter where I've been in the United States, everybody knew. But why do these sayings travel and stick around for so many generations? And what's the logic behind these sayings?
But what you just said, man, I got to tap into you with that one, because I remember, like, that was like a big thing too. Like, name the one when you say the games be sold, not to be told. But like, if you got it for free, dog, why you holding on to it?
But it's not.
That's how we build it. That's how we build it, because that's just like, he could have. It's so much stuff we talking about right now in this room that you can keep to yourself. That some people you'll have to pay them.
But at the same time, I'm sure these guys can attest to it. It's some doors I had to pay to get behind to learn this information.
That's true.
And it'd be a fool of me to say, like, I literally paid $9,000 for a class.
Right.
So for me to come out and sit here and just give it away for free,
right.
Yeah. Like, especially if you're willing to pay that other man.
Yeah.
I want that same treatment. So
I'm saying to an extent.
But to the public, you don't give it out for free to the public.
Yeah.
You give it out for free to the private.
There you go.
To the public, gotta pay.
To your people.
To your people.
Bruh, nah. I disagree with that. Cause like I'm literally had somebody on the phone with me talking about merchandise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they telling me they about to pay this dude $1,200 to go take his class. But I'm sorry, they were right in my face.
That's not your
But
people, though.
but you're looking at my merchandise and touching my merchandise, and I'm telling you, like, because you literally just told me you're about to pay somebody $1,200, I'm intentionally withholding information from you.
Right, correct. That's great.
You know,
That's
so,
the type of time you need to be on.
Yeah, you
I'm like,
but
I
like
was
this.
literally talking to Mike the other day. It was somebody who said they was gonna spend, what I say, 35?
Yeah.
35 racks with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And they was chopping it up with us about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to tap in with us. I'm just like, you about to
like,
But here's the thing. Look, this is what your people do, right? Like, for example, I just spent more than a bill with you. You know what I'm saying? Just on all your stuff.
Right.
Whether I wear it or not.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Because I support it, right?
Support,
Same with you, too, right?
Right.
If I call you and I be like, say, man, like, how did you get them tags on there? Can you put tags on my shirts? Can we do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh no, man, I can't. You know, if I get on that,
send me an
shit, come on,
invoice.
dog.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna send me an invoice just for a
bro,
question?
I think it's more about like shit. Okay, let's talk about equity.
100%.
Like
I'm with it too.
I got like BGOP is a registered corporation, 1,500 shares, right? Coming out the gate.
Right.
I'm trying to give equity. Like, bro, let's give equity and build it. Let me tell you what's been going on since boom. So now we're actually building brands. We're really playing this game.
Right.
However, I cannot keep giving it to you and then you go on and starting your own, and I'm still looking. I'm like, nah,
for real.
Like right now,
that's not people. That's not alignment.
Like,
that's not people. That's not alignment
at all.
Like I bought it just off the GP, but I'm really like, hey, let's do the prosperity innovators with you.
Yeah.
But it's not even. But it's not even about buying, because we're all walking billboards.
I know.
So from an advertising perspective, like you said earlier, you're going to be in so many different places I'm not.
Right. And I'm aware. But here's the thing too. It's also about this. It's also about this. Like money is an energy exchange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have a product and you my people and I don't buy your product, we not people.
Yeah, this is what real. So this is what got me kind of on odds with the black community, right? So let's say this
culture thing.
Let's say this $1 trillion, right? This 1.7 to 1.9 trillion dollars we hit every year. Let's say is just a simple number of $100 because it's 4 of us in a room.
Okay.
Now, if we circulate this dollar, now we're going to have a variation of $100. You got 75, you got 0, I got 25. It's still a variation of $100. But now when we look at these Asian communities, right? Culture. And we go to the Asian barber shop, the nail shop, they're never servicing Asians. They're servicing all other cultures. So now let's take that Asian dollar. Let's take that same $100 we had and say we were Asian. What happens if we don't say, hey, we're gonna take our $100 and let's whatever group economics like we doing here.
Right.
So now, boom, the other cultures come in, they bring their $5. Now we got 105. Now we got 110. Now we got 115. Versus that same
to community economics. That's community to community economics. Group economics is us circling in here. Community is when we do more than just circulate.
I don't think group economics is just about money.
No, it's not.
We're still talking about earning versus making money. Like I could literally take a piece of paper and draw a smiley face. And you could be my sales guy because all the girls like you. You got pretty eyes. There's 4 girls in your inbox that's going to pay you $25 just because you selling it to them.
Right.
But you're still
That's the sales team.
right.
Yeah.
But
But
you're
then
still
you
talking
might be
about
the
an
dude.
exchange of money.
No, I'm talking
Economics
about.
is goods and services.
I'm talking about using each other's skill set
Mhm.
to build. Like, let's say
To do
we
what
So
with
it's
it?
like
To-
we
to
tapping
build-
into each
to build
other.
what?
So it's like we tapping into each other's
I-
currency.
I
bro.
understand that
to
because
go get
tapping
money
into
from
each
the
other's
marketplace
exactly
to build
that's
us.
economics.
Yes,
Right.
but it's not just about money. It's about our skill set. What can you do?
I understand
You
that you don't
know,
have to bring money to
boom,
the table because
make
you
it.
are the
You are
Currency.
commodity.
Yeah.
you are the commodity, right?
Your brain power, your skill.
Your brain power, your skill,
You
your
know?
talent, your creativity,
Yeah.
all those things.
And
yes,
as much-
absolutely.
As much as our culture's into sports, like my analogy right now is how do you score a touchdown in the NFL?
Mhm.
Well, first you need a GM, then you need an executive team,
Mhm.
then you need a head coach, then you
Mhm.
need an offensive coordinator, then you need a defensive coordinator, then you get to your players, then you get to your plays.
You gotta have
Not
quarterback
us
first.
starting with plays and running with players,
Mhm.
but we got 11 players and some good plays, but now there's no executive office that's marketing,
But you
leveraging, and
need-
building.
You
So
do
you
need
need
all
everybody.
that. You need an organization
Mhm.
because if you take, I don't care, go get 11 people and throw them on a football field.
Mhm.
Not gonna work. You need an organization. What you just said is you need an organization.
Mhm.
That's what we need to build as a
As
community. It's not only one organization, but multiple organizations.
That's right.
We need to have our own. There's something called the 7 Mountain Prophecy, right? It's the 7 pillars of culture.
Okay, break that down for a little
Right.
bit.
Or
Watch
nine, or Neely Fuller's nine levels of economics, where you take care of social,
Yeah, that's all.
spiritual, war. Yeah, just covering all
7
fronts.
pillars of culture. I got a whole lesson on this that I made. So the 7 pillars. Let me type in mountain prophecy. 7 mountain prophecy. Right.
Yeah.
7 mountains. I'm just trying to find.
Yeah, but we just.
So here it goes
everybody-
right here. The 7. This is what we as a people
Mhm.
were supposed to be in dominion over, in charge over.
Mhm.
Okay.
But now the other nation, our
Okay.
enemy,
Mhm.
is in charge of it. Family,
Mhm.
Okay.
religion,
Mhm.
education, media, entertainment, business, and government.
Okay.
Those things right there, we have to cultivate that. We have to bring, the family dynamic, right? Spirituality. It don't have to be religion, but it's gonna be spiritual because we're spiritual people.
That's right.
If you're talking about manifesting,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be, right? Education,
Mhm.
right? Homeschooling or just educating ourselves, et cetera,
Right.
et cetera, right? Media,
Mhm.
right? Which is basically like news.
Okay.
Is news. Like, what type of news do we need to be on? What is the hood talking about?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like et cetera, right?
We
what
doing
is our
media. We doing
neighborhood?
media right now.
Right, we're doing media right now, like
Yeah.
entertainment, which is
Yeah.
arts and entertainment,
Right.
And-
theater, music, et cetera, et
Right,
cetera.
right.
You know, it's-
Business and government. Those are the things that influence a culture, a society. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I ain't
I
gonna
don't-
lie. That's what we off at, bro.
but we
That's
like
what we
I
off. That's
think,
what we got.
We don't control any of that.
Yeah,
But
we
I-
gotta find a way to build outside of that.
but I think the first thing to anything we do all comes with self accountability first. Not group economics, not group this, but self accountability.
Mhm.
So
I would
even
agree.
as we talk about entertainment
Mhm.
there's a ratio. In your 24-hour day, how much time do you spend entertaining yourself versus self-educating? Not your job telling you need to train on this. How much of your time are you spending searching, looking for entertainment versus growing yourself?
Infotainment.
Info.
I like that.
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
What you put me
Yeah.
on, right? Like, for example, my son, my newborn, I put him on Gracie's corner.
Mm-hmm.
That Gracie corner be having me turned up. But it's education.
Yeah.
But it's like songs, music. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They talk about money, alphabet, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't
Like
hit
some
me
more.
until you just said it literally. Why is the name of that show Gracie's Corner? Like, when you just said, I put my son on Gracie's Corner.
Right. I tapped him in Gracie at her spot.
But think about what that would mean when we was growing up.
Right. That means like a corner was like a spot where you would go and get drugs and things of that nature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you would do dirt. Where you would do criminal activities.
Another paradigm shift.
Another paradigm shift,
Yeah.
right. Gracie's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it too. I love it.
Yeah.
Shoot. But that's what I'm
got
saying.
some nice beats.
Exactly. But my point is this, like that's a part of taking back our culture.
Yeah.
So
right?
Yeah.
Because our culture is about empowering our people.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
So now, even where I'm searching for as a speaker, a presenter, right?
Right.
There's the art of, it's really not even a motivational speak, it's a production. What goes into a production? There's things that colors that open up a mind that's ready to learn. There's lighting situations that help. There's sounding situations. Really, like the king of it is these network marketing events. When you go to their international events, they have you so pumped up because a group of like-minded individuals, they create a synergy. Then they have the colors going, they have the music going, they have all these different vibes going to open you up, receive you, to motivate you to all these different frequencies to get you ready to move and so forth.
Facts.
But yeah,
Facts. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
We turn.
I love it. I'm
You guys
loving them.
Unless you don't want to, unless you just.
But yeah, we touched on some good pointers, man. And I hope that like whoever viewing and listening, they get some out of it. Because the whole thing, like we said, you got to build from within first. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I'm going back to what you were saying about the self accountability thing, man. Like as long as we building ourselves first and getting ourselves, but see, because we can't know how to help structure our community. Either you're gonna be part of the problem or you're gonna be part of the solution. But we can't help structure our community if we not structured right. So that self accountability was I like how you said that.
And like I like how you drew the line. Part of the problem or part of the solution.
That's it.
So we really have to look at it. Like I was just telling a young lady how I ran the club scenes here. I had a club. But then I found myself waking up to a girl one morning and trying to get her to go home. Like, where's your kids? Oh, I lost my kids. Why? Because I got a drinking problem. But then I'm sitting here advertising drink specials for you to come to my club. So yeah, let's draw the line.
You feeding the fire. Feeding the fire, man.
Hey y'all, we gonna end it. We gonna wrap it up. Hey, I'm gonna close it with this. Meta Mike. Hey y'all, tap into the consciousness, crown consciousness. Protect your crown, protect your mind, protect how you think, protect how you who you let into it. And I'm gonna also tell you, like, if you got one thing to focus on being great on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Being the best version of yourself.
That's right. And you know, we prosperity innovators. Prosperity is about the journey, not the destination.
Y'all already know.
Right?
Crown conscious, man. The brains is representing the knowledge. The crown represents the wisdom that is applied from the knowledge, man. To know yourself is to grow yourself. Man, this is another episode of
Wisdom Wednesday. And y'all better check this out. While we all self accountability, y'all better check y'all algorithm.
Yes, sir.
Check y'all algorithm.
Yes, sir.
And stop playing yourself.
Boom. Hey y'all, we love y'all. Keep growing. Peace.